Howdy. Thank you for joining me today on another episode of Thursty Thursday. Today, we are doing Pick a Pile because I kind of really like this vibe. And today, we're kind of spicing it up a little bit, and the Pick a Piles are designated by 3 different types of tea. So first, I want to talk a little bit about Mycopia. So Mycopia is this amazing company run by Rashon Massey. I'll link his Instagram and his website down below in the description. But he's an herbalist, and he works with teas, and he works with mushrooms, and he works with just kind of all kinds of different herbs and things earthly grown, and is kind of bringing forth or to the table different ways you can kind of take your health and your healing into your own hands. Something that I really love and stand by is preventative healthcare. So what are some things that you can do for yourself to kind of aid in just boost your immune system, because our mental, physical, and emotional health is very important. And if one of those is kind of out of balance, it can kind of throw the others out of balance as well. So with that being said, let's start with pile number 1, which is coming to you with the Calm Butterfly Stress Relief Tea. And I just realized, like, as I was going to shoot this video, that each tea that I picked kind of aligns with a different mental or mind that you have. So we have 3 minds. We have the brain, we have the heart, and then we have our stomach. And all 3 of these are our minds are ways for us to receive and send signals. So it's kind of like what's kind of like the passageways, I guess, for us to listen, if you will. So the first one, with it being a stress relief tea, kind of associated with your heart chakra. So I think that's really just amazing. And this tea is absolutely delicious. I'll just read some of the things into it that are in it. So there's chamomile, calendula, butterfly pea flower, lavender, and orange peel. And this actually changes colors. So if you add some sort of citrus to this tea, I think it's like a little shot of citrus to this tea, it actually will change colors from a purple to a pink, which is really cool. But let's get into seeing what these cards have to say for you. All right, so let's start with the Oracle card, because I really love Oracle cards. I actually have a new deck coming in, and I'm really excited about that. Also, I'm doing them this way because my tripod broke. Oh, okay. The Golden Children. Inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. So it's a really interesting card. I actually pulled that card a few days ago for myself. Don't mind me. My dog is one of my dogs. Going crazy there. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay. So we got the Daughter of Wands. What is my hair doing? It doesn't matter. Daughter of Wands. Last but not least. Ooh, okay. And the 5 of Wands. So it's some air energy. Our minds. Ooh, 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 ooh. Trust your internal guidance system, because our minds have the tendency to overthink things, and particularly our inner child, when they feel like they aren't heard, or like maybe you're not having enough fun or finding enough joy in what you're doing, you can I found that we fall into our mental energy, so we can just start overthinking things and kind of throw ourselves out of balance. So remember that your vulnerability and your sensitivity to certain energies is part of your gift. Maybe you're empathetic, maybe you're extremely psychic, highly intuitive, right? It's saying trust that energy. That is a very rare gift, and to have that to have that be associated with even it coming out with like that heart chakra energy, and just knowing that, you know, you're really aligning your heart and your mind, and that's following your intuition. That's the innocence, the tenderness, that inner child. Like, think about how a child perceives the world. They don't, I won't say all of them, but a lot of children don't perceive limitations. So we have to let go of what our mind perceives as a limitation and see that as a foundational pivot point for us to move into a different direction. Anything else with that? Okay, so another message that I'm getting. This is interesting. Okay, so all right, so this is the golden children. So this looks like the sun, and this kind of looks like the moon to me. And it's like showing through our inner, through understanding our inner selves, we will find the light in the darkness. And that like opens up the portal to, this is kind of like raw energy, the law of one. If you're not familiar with that, just look it up maybe. There's a lot of really good information there. It'll open your mind up to extraterrestrial beings, and just kind of getting a better understanding of what some of the people on Earth are doing here, what some of the souls are doing here on Earth. I mean, maybe you're one of those souls. Maybe you're a soul that's kind of, you felt lost or wandering, maybe, you know, and just know that like you may not necessarily be originally from Earth. You just may have been on Earth for a very long time, and have forgotten that your ancestors aren't human, if you will. So yeah, just kind of be open-minded, allow your mind to expand, because when we feel things and then we think that we're feeling something bad, we can close ourselves off. So nothing is good or bad, it just is, and just understand that it's all for the greater cause. So that's kind of what I'm getting there. Let's move on to tea number 2, which I think this tea is amazing too. It's called the 3 Minds Reset Tea, and it's got bitter melon, Gatu Cola, and Brahmi, and it's to help cleanse and reset the mind, heart, and gut. So this one it'll make you go to the bathroom, but maybe you haven't been eating well. You've been eating your emotions. I know a lot of people can be emotional eaters. I'm an emotional eater, something that I've been navigating. But maybe you haven't been eating the best. And this is something that they'll help get your gut back in alignment, and kind of help you see what you've been eating and how it's making you feel. So just think about it. It's a really good tea. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I actually think, okay. So, all right. So you got, with this one, if you chose this tea, which is, I'm not surprised. When it comes to the gut, it's associated, as far as I'm aware of, and kind of what my guides have told me, it's kind of like your reptilian mind. It's your survival instinct, what would be considered like your inner child, right? It's also associated with that, but your subconscious programming, like what is your root driving force, right? So with that being said, the oracle card that came out was Earth School, Life Lessons, Soul Growth, Study, Higher Learning. And I'm not surprised with, you know, them being associated with this tea, just because Earth is school. It's a university. It's a university for souls to learn unity, ultimately. We're here to understand life and perceive the world in a different way. And so as we awaken and we expand our consciousness, and we release ourselves of the limitations that we've built to keep us comfortable, we'll start to learn that there's so much more to reality than what we've been experiencing. So that's kind of what that card's telling me. Like, dive in, jump in, just know that you're growing and evolving. And that balance is going to be key for you, if you're coming to this tea. And something that's kind of drawing that out to me is this. So not only did you get Earth School, but you get the Two of Wands, and it has Earth, and I'm not exactly sure what the art is for the, I'd have to look at the book because I can't remember off the top of my head, but what I'm seeing is the moon, so like Earth and the moon. So under, and it, honestly, the first pile had a similar message. Maintain balance. It's through understanding our inner world that we will then begin to understand our external world. And then we got the Father of Swords coming through. And that's really, what's that showing me? It's like showing me wisdom. And, ooh, okay. So it's like, what I'm seeing now is you're going through a soul evolution, and that you may be experiencing a lot of ups and downs, and you may be feeling all over the place, but this is how you learn balance. And through learning this balance, you kind of like gain the wisdom and the clarity of like forward movement and being able to cut through anything that you think is holding you back, because you're perceiving the world differently and growing, right? You're studying and achieving that higher learning, if you will. But this is ultimately going to give you balance and allow you to stand out in your truth, and allow you to find that there's like I'm seeing now that like you've been asking a question. There's a universal question that you've been asking, and that question is going to be answered as you release the need for the answer. So yeah, okay. That's cool. That's actually really cool. Ooh, that almost fell over. All right. So let's go to pile number 2. And I actually had some of this tea earlier today. I'm drinking on a different one now, but it's a similar color. So, tea number 3. We got elderberry immune support tea. Got elderberries, echinacea root, astragalus, wild cherry bark, rosehip, and ginger. And I actually put a little extra ginger in mine because I really like ginger, and it's extremely good for your immune system. If you're dealing with any sort of, and honestly, this entire tea is really good for all of these, all of the components in this tea are, they really help inflammation of your sinuses and your lymph nodes and stuff like that. So it's something that's really good for cancer patients and stuff like that. So if you're dealing with that type of energy frequency, this tea will help. It also helps prevent that stuff. All right, let's see what we got here. And this immune support tea really, to me, is like about the nervous system. It's in the sympathetic system and the how they are a bridge. So really, they all bridge together. Like they're all one mind, but when you break it down, it's into 3. Interesting. Looks like things are balancing out for you. So you've been doing a lot of work. So this is wait. Things, it's not time yet. Things are being woven. There's going to be some sort of delivery of justice for you, though. So, and you got the 4 of Cups. So something karmic. Something in mind. You feel like something was taken from you, or you've been, it's like a relationship of some sort, whether it's professional or like job wise. Maybe it's it could even be you working with yourself. So this could be like internal work that you're doing, and there's something that you want to move forward with, but it's not time yet. things aren't quite balanced in your favor. So the universe is asking you to hold off and allow yourself to let the emotions in your mind clear before you make a decision. And that way, there's no karmic backlash. So the scales stay balanced, and you're not doing things vengefully, I guess, is what I'm seeing. Like, someone's made you upset. I don't know who. I think I see an A, someone with an A name. So yeah, maybe Amanda. I don't know. Maybe someone in Astral messed with you. I don't know. Something isn't right, and it's pause, hold off, wait a second. The sign will be clear. It'll be like what I'm seeing is like it's an emotional. It's not divine time. Let your emotions clear, and then the answer will present itself in a better light. So that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you for joining me in this now moment. These are some beautiful messages. A lot of people are going through a lot of change and transformation. So to know that, I know I'm personally experiencing a lot of change and transformation, and in a positive light. So you may be feeling, and this kind of message goes for everyone, but you may be feeling pressed down or pushed, or kind of like you should be doing something. But honestly, a lot of the energy is like, just one more second, you know what I mean? In the grand scheme of things, it's just one more second, and then things are gonna like fly, and fly in a balanced way. So you're gonna be moving forward, almost as I'm getting the image of like you're riding an escalator or something like that, like at the airport where you just hop on and it takes you. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Like, you've been moving and doing a lot of work, and so you're about to hop on this little escalator that's just gonna take you. So yeah, great things are coming, manifestation. So take advantage of the energy right now, because today's 3/3. I'm actually shooting this on 3/3, so it's gonna be posted on 3/4, but time and space is an illusion. But the Ascended Masters in the month of March are with us heavily, just because of the numerologies. The numerology really does play a factor into a lot of things. So just take that into account. If you're seeing a lot of synchronistic numbers, look them up. There's a message there, just like this. There's a message here. Yeah, and whenever you come to this video, know that it applies to you beyond space and time. So there could be a message from me 5 years down the road when I watch this video. Who knows? But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Thursty Thursday. I love you guys. It's a pleasure always to meet with you, and in this energy, as distance is what? An illusion. You're right next to me right now. So yeah, infinite love, infinite light, and infinite movement, my friends. Namaste.